Hi, beautiful world. I am Princess V, the creator of Love Clearly, and I want to welcome you to my channel. Here is my space on the internet where we are focused on growth and evolvement. So if you resonate, feel free to go ahead and like, you can comment, you can subscribe, all that good stuff, but this is just the first of many. So I am doing a series, and really the series I'm doing online is really just for anybody that it could serve on the greater scheme of the world, because the world is bigger than just our own little vicinities and our own little counties and states and things like that. So I wanted to kind of share my journey online. That way, if somebody sees it and can resonate, then of course they can They can go ahead and like subscribe, and we can pretty much hang out and vibe together. I am in the process of developing a few businesses and getting some things off the ground. So I am in my own way shedding my own self and evolving into something bigger than me. So I just want to have a video documentary of just my process and how I do things, and basically from now to where I'm going. I just want it all documented, because at the end of the day, the internet is so big. I do believe everybody should have their own space on the internet, and it is, how I see it, it's literally free storage. So I am all for anybody getting on the internet. I am someone who has had very big dreams and desires since I was 19 years old, and instead of pursuing my desires, my goals, my purposes, I've just pretty much just did a 9-to-5 lifestyle and continued with that. But when I find myself almost a decade later just now doing things, or just now willing to be consistent with the lifestyle that I've known I was meant to live for a while, it doesn't sit well with me. So this is why I'm starting my series. It is going to be called Road to Higher Self. This is season 1, episode 1. So it's not going to be grand design and things like that, but it is going to be my authentic truth. And if you like it, I love it. If you don't, that is okay. There's millions of people on the internet. You can definitely, find whatever you like or don't like, or whatever the case is. But hey, let's get into the video of today. So this is a series called Road to Higher Self. This is season 1, episode 1. The topic is really new beginnings. If you're anything like me, you are experiencing change, whether you like it or not. It is just a part of the territory. And what I've come to realize is, instead of fighting against the grain and being like, oh no, I don't like it, let me try to control this, then life takes it away, let me control that, instead of doing all that, what I'm learning is to flow with life and to pretty much expand myself as far as I can go. Because at the end of the day, we are here to expand. We are here to live our best life, live in our purpose, live in our truth. And the more that we don't do that, the more of a disservice it not only does for yourself, but the world in general. The world is so big that we don't even realize the people that we are destined to help impact. And I just feel like my perspective, my views on the world is something that pretty much anyone can adapt in such a smooth and authentic way. I'm very much if it's not pleasing me or making me happy, I'm not doing it type of gal. And what I'm learning to do now is find enjoyment in all things. So we're going to go over 5 things that will help you to get more aligned with your higher self, and to get you more into this readiness for new beginnings. So the first, which I feel like is like a done deal, which pretty much everybody should do, is make sure your home, your space is cleaned and organized. Mainly because, all right, I don't know if anybody understands how your environment is pretty much a physical representation of your mind. If your environment is chaotic, 9 times out of 10, I can bet like your mind is just as chaotic. Some people, it may not actually resonate for. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, okay. But if you're anything like me, you definitely, well, I'm someone, I get very stuck when my environment is a mess. Like if my house is a mess, I literally will just like sit there and look at it like, oh my God, I can't do anything until I clean. Like I can't function until I clean. Like something's got to give. And so I just really want to say the first step to really aligning yourself with your new beginnings, with where you want to go, with the lifestyle that you want, is to make sure your home, your room, your environment looks the way you want it to be. And no one wants it to be dirty. Everybody wants it to be organized. Everybody wants it. Some people have their own organized mess. And if you're that person, then boom, you're good. If you're somebody who, you know, like you always keep postponing things, like myself, I would postpone things saying, okay, I'll do this when my house is together. I can get this done when I have the room to be able to think clearly. For me, I'm someone, I can definitely keep pushing things off because I'll always say, when my house is together, then I can do this. When this is that way, that it's like, it's always this when, then. And it's like, there's no more when and then. The time is now, baby. We're in 2023, okay? And when I tell you, time is legit flying. And me being a mother, I have seen time fly overnight. Okay, I've seen someone go to sleep looking one way and wake up looking totally different. Like, it is the most wildest thing that I can even imagine, but I'm here for it. I chose it. I love it. We're in it. So that's my first thing, is just really step number 1 to connecting with your higher purpose and really stepping into the new evolvement, the new beginnings, new lifestyle that you're wanting, is just make sure your home is as clean and organized as your desires will let it be. Make sure that you are moving in a space where you just can't help but feel good because your home is clean. Like your place is organized. I don't know about anybody else, when my house looks together, I just breathe better. Like my house feels better. Like it feels lighter. It feels cooler. Like the wind is blowing. Like it's just a different energy for me. So I definitely recommend keeping your home nice and clean. That is the first step to really just embodying the physical aspect of where you want to be at. Step number 2 would be to set aside genuine time for your businesses. Unless you're someone that, you know, how I look at it is, when you graduate high school and you move into this adult world, you have 2 choices. You have 1, you can go to college, or 2, you can be a 9-to-5 person. But what happens when there's a third choice? And that third choice is only something that you can decide and you can cultivate and you can get off the floor. When that comes into play, it's a shift of realities, because it's like, hold on a second. I didn't want to do college because, you know, testing gives me anxiety. I just don't like it. Then I'm doing this 9-to-5 lifestyle, which I actually excel really well in 9-to-5s, but I get this burnout after a year and a half of working there. It's as if like I either quit, I lose the job, something happens where I'm just like, oh, I hate it here. And it recently happened to me less than 2 weeks ago. And for me, it was like the perfect alignment and perfect push for me to be like, okay, since I no longer can depend on a 9-to-5, it is about damn time. Sorry, don't mean to curse, but it is about time that I focus on myself and what I want. Because if you truly set aside time for your own business, and whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whether you want to just take another business from somebody else but expand it on your own, whatever it is, as long as it is yours, it is still your business to manage. It is your business to get situated. It is your business to pretty much get to how you want it to be. So I generally recommend carving out some of your time to really focus on that. Like even me right now, sitting and recording, I honestly was like, okay, I'm not going to record till my studio is set up, till this looks like that and this looks like that and da-da-da. Then I realized, okay, if I'm waiting for this table to come for me to be able to record, that means I wouldn't even be recording for another 2-3 weeks, when I'm in between jobs. I'm now self-employed. Like, I don't have time to be sitting around continuing to put my dream on the back burner, all because little material things aren't aligned. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna set up shop in my living room. The background is pretty much what it is. You can't really see it, but it's my daughter's play area. It's my little wall decoration on the background, my little area. Like, it is what it is. You know, like, it is what it is. And if you like it, good. If you don't, it does not matter. Like, I feel like I'm so strongly on the point of, like, this is our life to live, and to live it the way that we want to live it. And that's why stepping into your higher self, opening yourself to the new beginnings of the world, and really just embracing all that life has to offer is something that I feel like we are all meant to do in our own ways, shapes, forms, and however we view it. So of course, step number 2 is genuinely setting aside time for your businesses, really making a to-do list, really taking that effort to sit down and record and to continuously show up for yourself every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're a single mom, just so already busy with your daughter and getting the house together and then trying to do your own thing, and then you have the bill here and a bill there. Listen, life is a lot. Life is gonna keep on giving you more and more reasons to be like, nah, not today, tomorrow, I don't think so, I don't feel right, let me do this, wait till this day, And if we do that, okay, take my word for it, if you continue to postpone what you want to do, no matter what it is, if it is something that you want to do and you keep postponing it, what ends up happening is you turn 28 years old. Then you have a revelation of, oh my gosh, I had these dreams and goals and aspirations since I was 19 years old. Then you start to do the math and you start to say, oh my God, if I wait till next year, that will be a full decade of me just dreaming. And I refuse to be a forever dreamer. I refuse. So this is why I am not only sharing these steps with the world, but I'm also at a point where I'm using it in my own world as well. And as you guys follow me along my journey, as I keep recording and posting my content, you guys will see my evolvement. And deeper than the world seeing the evolvement, I will see it for myself as well, because I am someone that I got to see it to believe it. I know it's so like backward, especially in the new world that we're moving into, where everything is more so you have to believe it then see it. Oh, trust me, I get it. I believe in what I'm doing, but I'm also someone, I have to physically be able to touch it and look at it and say, okay, this is it. Okay, this is what we're doing. So again, make sure you set aside time for your businesses, because at the end of the day, that is the only way to truly thrive in your purpose. Step number 3 is, it is okay to say no. And it's not just a no to little things that are like, oh, I could buy this, but I'm saying no. I could do this, but I'm saying no. It's saying no to doing things that take away your time. Time is so limited. It's infinite in its own ways, but it's also so limited and it's so fleeting. And if you realize we only have 24 hours in a day, half of it is spent asleep or driving to and from different areas. If you're a mom, majority of those free times and those hours you get to just have to yourself is more so spent entertaining a child or molding a child or cleaning or trying to catch a breath because you got to get back into action. It's a different lifestyle altogether, which we understand. I get it, okay? But I still believe in saying no to the extras. Like, I have this way of, like, I sometimes want to go out and live my best life. No one is saying to not do that. And pardon if you hear my AC kicking on. It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. But I am someone, like, I always like to say yes to things. Like, oh, you want to go here? Yes. You want to do this? Yes. And this isn't just friends. It could be family as well. It could be anybody that is sitting here trying to say, okay, come stop what you're doing, come do this with me. You can say yes. You can stop what you're doing to go do what somebody else is asking of you. But is that serving your purpose? Is that helping you along your journey? Or is that pulling you back and making you have to postpone what you want to do? When you're really in this like locked in mode, and that's where I'm at right now, for the next 2 to 3 months, there's a consistency in which I have to show up every single day for myself, for my daughter, for my businesses, for my environment. I have to, especially if I'm literally calling it a miracle. Like, I'm calling it a miracle in my life, and it's going to happen, especially since like the confidence that I have grown within myself is something that is unshaken. Like, no one can take that, no one can move it, no one can do anything, because I have developed it within myself. So regardless if my recording isn't just the best, regardless if I'm over here stuttering or not sounding correct, regardless if I look a little crazy, or regardless of anything, I don't look for outside validation. I have it solely in myself. And because it is solely in myself, I now am setting myself up for 2 to 3 months of consistent hard work. I don't believe I'll be able to truly see the benefits until another 6 to 7 months, but I do believe in just that short amount of time, so much things can be accomplished. And maybe on another video, I'll share the many projects that I am working on. But for right now, this is just more so short, sweet, to the point of what we need to do, or what we all should want to do to expand past who we once were and become all that we are destined to be. So again, step 3 is just saying no to outside voices, outside activities, knowing that time is so limited. And if you want more time for yourself and for, to be able to travel and to live your best life and to be able to literally do whatever you want to do, you have to be selective in your grind time. You got to be selective in your jug season. And where I'm from, we used to say jug, because jug just meant like, I'm going for it, like I'm getting it, I'm doing what I got to do. So your grind time, your hustle time, your jug season, whatever it is, if you're really in that moment in time right now and you're really wanting to go for it, you have to carve out time, and you have to be really selective about what you spend your time on. Me, myself, I don't really find myself wanting to spend time with just friends, only because my friends know I love them and they know I'm going to see them whenever I have that free time. They know my love is not determined on how often I see somebody. But in the same breath, because I have my daughter, there will be some friends that I see more often than others because they have a child that my kid can play with. And then I also have a grown adult that I can talk to and bounce ideas off of. So I personally feel like there has to be a balance. There has to be a beautiful medium. You can't just say, oh, lock myself away at the end. If you are a single person, meaning you are fully by yourself, you have no kids, you have that opportunity, even better. Only because if you can truly commit to yourself and be so tunnel vision for these next 2 to 3 months, if not longer, whatever your time frame is, if you can commit yourself to that, oh my God, the way life can unfold, the way things can just miraculously, pardon that spit if you saw that, but it definitely came out. That just shows my passion. That just shows that I'm really speaking on something that is hitting my core, because I truly, truly believe that like we're in changing times. Anybody and everybody knows that. And I'm not going to go on a rant on that because, honey, we'll say that for another video. But on this one here, I just want to encourage everyone to embrace new beginnings. And this is just one of many ways to embrace it. Step number 4, pardon me, I got a bit thirsty. But step number 4 is to only share your lifestyle with like-minded individuals. Meaning, I can't talk about my goals and where I want to be and all these uncomfortable things that I want to do with people that don't want to do that. Meaning, if somebody is, and I'm going to use the 2 aspects because That's really what I thought was the only aspects, really, which was being a 9 to 5 person or someone that goes to college. Granted, I have multiple people in my family that have started their own businesses and were very successful at it. But at the same time, I'm speaking from my perspective, and for whatever reason, which I'm not going to go into now, those were just my viewpoints. 9 to 5s and college, those two. When you speak with somebody with that mindset where it's 9 to 5s is it, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life, the end, I'll retire when I'm 65, whatever. Or you speak to somebody who's in college, taking on that stress, passing those tests, getting those degrees. When you speak to those people about your outlandish dreams and doing things that nobody has actually really like seen be done from the ground up, whether their family has businesses or not a lot of people have actually seen it from start 0 all the way to 100, or from the start to finish. No one's really actually seen that, especially if you're like still like a parent of a business owner or a niece of a business owner, whatever the case is. Like, it just, sometimes you don't really understand the process and the energy and the willpower it takes to really hone in on your business, on your dreams, on what you want out of life. So again, number 4 being to not share it with people that are not like-minded. So meaning, I'm not saying to cut your friends off. I'm not saying, oh, we no longer resonate, I can't share my business with you, goodbye. I'm more so saying to really understand that if you want to speak to somebody about your business and wanting them to encourage you on it, that is seeking outside validation from somebody who does not see from your perspective. So it is not on them to now all of a sudden adapt to what you're saying because you just make it sound so well. They're going to say, oh, that sounds cool, that sounds good, but what about this and what about that and what about working and what about 9 to 5s and what about your bills? It becomes this what about when it's like, what about if I become successful? What about if I get this thing off the ground and it's just so loved by all? What about if life just unfolds for me? What about if things just align in such a perfect way where I have not only enough money for my bills, but also enough money for my mom and dad's bills and my siblings' bills? Like, what if? Like, what if? Not the but what. Like, no, what about the what ifs? And when you share your lifestyle and your dreams and goals with people that are genuinely on the same page as far as wanting to be an entrepreneur, wanting to go forth and see the world, and wanting to expand past what we know and to get out the box that we put ourselves in, then we'll be able to have a genuine soundboard conversation where it's like, I bounce ideas off you, you bounce it off me, we bounce it off you. It's a boom, 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 ping pong type of lifestyle. We're just sharing ideas, So again, keep it to like-minded individuals, because telling people outside that aren't really in that same perspective that you have can really do a disservice to your dreams, because they might share their perspective, which is like a negative light on what you want to do, which then in turns to a self-doubting situation where you're like, can I, should I, are they right? Like, should I not? Like, should I just get this 9 to 5 because it's easier? I know I can do that. Should I just say, forget my dreams? But one thing I can say is, if your dreams have been sitting on your heart, it doesn't have to be almost a decade like me, but for however long it's been on your heart, once it's placed there, you can run from your dreams all you want to, but that placement doesn't go anywhere. So you could either be someone that accomplishes their goals and actually steps into who they've known they were meant to be from day one, or you could be a runner who's constantly doing the opposite of what they know they need to do. And then time, it just keeps on going regardless if you're on board or not. And then all of a sudden, you're almost 30 or 40, 50, 60, 70, however old, looking back like, dang, I did all of this, but nothing for myself. I talked all this big game about what I want to do, and I had to-do lists. I made dream boards. I did all that I could, but took no action behind it. Listen, I don't know about anybody else, but I am someone I've observed growing up that I just saw a lot of miserable adults. And for myself, I would always be like, I don't want to get older. I don't want to get older. I want to get older for the freedom, but I don't want to get older because adulting looks so miserable. Like, these people that are telling me what to do and trying to advise me on life, they look like they hate their own life. So how can you tell me what to do where you just look so mad? Like, I never understood how I can listen to somebody who doesn't look like they even like what they're listening to with themselves. Like, it's just a disconnect that happens. And I feel like that's when you really just have to go into step number 5. And step number 5, and I mean this with my entire core, my being, as I say it, I get chills on my spine because I mean it and I'm living in it. And I will continue to show up for myself regardless of anything. I will show up for myself because even me speaking out loud and having this moment here, it just validates my movement. It validates how I'm feeling. It helps me to hear my voice out loud and know that, oh, okay, like I'm onto something. Like I can play this back and recharge myself back into this same energy because I know how important it is. And I know that it is so versatile. Anybody can apply these steps and begin to see new versions of themselves. So step number 5, and I do want to say, if you've made it all the way to step number 5, regardless of me going on my different tangents of evolving or elaborating on whatever step that I'm talking about, if you are at step 5 with me, if you're with me and you like it, I would love to see a heart emoji, a purple heart emoji. Purple's my favorite color. And I do feel like purple hearts will just show me like, oh, like you resonate, you like it, you want to see more, I'm coming back. And that's what I'm doing, okay? I'm here for it. So step number 5 is have faith in your dreams. Have faith in it. Have faith that as you take your steps and as you make your goals more tangible and things you can actually feel and see and do, have faith that once you've done the work, God, source, universe, the world, whatever your higher power or non-higher power, whatever your purpose of life is, that's when you have to let it go. You can't sit there and say, oh no, I just did this, but it's not gonna happen, or oh, I don't think this is really right for me. Self-doubt should be a sin. It should be a sin to self-doubt. It should be a sin to say like, no, I can't. Why you can't? Unless you have like a disability or you have like an illness or something severely wrong, I don't believe in I can't. There is no I can't. You can do whatever you set your mind to. And if you set your mind to something small-minded or something that is very mundane, like for me, and this is nothing against 9-to-5 people, I just know that's the lifestyle I came from. That's something that I said I was going to be, but now no longer resonate with. But when you are okay with just 9-to-5 and you're saying, you know what, as long as I can pay my bills, that's all that matters. As long as I can book a little trip here and there, that's all that matters. I'm good with this life. Then that is that's your, what's the word I can put for it? That is your world. That is your glass ceiling. Your glass ceiling is, this is where I want to be. Once I get here, I'm good here. But if you're anything like me and you have any way of resonating, being like, no, there is more. Like, I want to do this. Like, I want to use my gifts to expand myself. I want to be someone that can use their purpose to not only change the world, but change myself and change my family and, just do so much great things in the world, because ideas are not as common as we think. Like, people just like to assume that these thoughts and, oh, another YouTube person, like there's 1,000,001, there's 1,000,001 podcasts and this and that, whatever. We can think that way, but at the end of the day, there's only one me. And there's only one person that's going to speak the way I speak, move the way I move. People might be similar to it, but no one's going to do it exactly the same. No one is exactly the same. Even twins aren't exactly the same. Twins might look the same, but they are sometimes polar opposites, where one is goth and one is bubbly. One is dark, one is light. One is successful, one is not. Like, there's always this duality that happens with anybody, okay? And I feel like it doesn't matter if what you want to do is already saturated, or if what you're wanting to do you feel like is a cliche, or whatever the case is. Understand that the only person in this world that has to validate you is yourself. The only person that has to co-sign what you do is yourself and your higher power, or whatever it is that you turn to or not turn to. But it all comes back to yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to go to sleep with yourself. Your brain is in your body, your heart is in your body, and if they're not feeling so well, you're gonna feel that regardless of what your beliefs are, regardless of anything. So I really wanna say, have faith in your dreams. Have unrelentless, or not unrelentless, have relentless, I'm gonna say like unwavering, but it just moved into one, but have this not even desire, but have this persistent energy of, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to get it, I'm doing this, I am not doing what I used to do, I am doing all this other things that give me beauty and joy, I'm doing everything that gives me happiness and peace, things that have me feeling lighter, no more sitting stuck, because sitting stuck doesn't really do much. I've done the stuck life. I've done the, bro, I like my privacy, let me just sit by myself, like I'll keep my ideas to myself. I've been recording and making audios for myself for the past year, almost a year and a half. And I love it. I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't give a service to the world. It's a service to myself. It's me being selfish with my own time and energy. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be, but at the same time, if you're going through a moment that you genuinely believe other people can benefit from, why would you keep that to yourself? You know, why would you? Why not expand on it? Why not just welcome, you know, the world into your life? I'm not saying you should share every little detail of your life, because I am a very private person. There's things that I just won't share because I don't feel like it, and that's it. You know, it just is what it is. But there's wisdom that we all have. There's wisdom that is deep in our core that we all should be sharing and putting our voice out there. And the internet is so big. It is so big. I truly believe, I heard it from a YouTuber a few months ago. I don't recall who, but I heard where she basically was like, the internet is for everybody. Everybody should have their own space on the internet, because no matter if you're an introvert, extrovert, spiritualist, atheist, business person, college person, 9 to 5, whatever you're doing, someone can resonate. Everybody is looking for something to help lift their spirits, especially in the world where sometimes you don't have a reason to be happy. You don't have a reason to find joy and beauty, because you can go online and see something crazy in literally less than 2 minutes. Like, I can open up my timeline on my phone, whether it's a news feed, whether it's an Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, I can find something negative there in a matter of like less than 2 minutes. Let's say 5 if that, but I really literally, like, I can open up my phone, and there's been many times where I've had to like delete certain apps off my phone, because I'm just like, as soon as I open it, boom, negativity. And I'm like, how did you know I want to start my day like that? How you know I wanted to wake up thinking about what somebody else did to somebody? Like, what? This world, what? But I can't live like that, because what I'm realizing is you are what you think. And if you're constantly thinking about negative stuff, you can't help but live a negative life. And that ain't for me, baby. That ain't for me. I don't like it. I like living in my own little world. I like having my own little fantasies about what things are. I like knowing that at the end of the day, I go to sleep and I wake up peacefully. And it's to the point where when I wake up, I'm like, dang, this again? Like, oh man, I'm realizing to not say this again, to say, yay, another day to accomplish my goals, like another day to get things done. And I'm moving into that. We'll save that for another video. But these were my 5 steps on how to align yourself with the new beginnings in order to become your higher self. So this is season 1 of my series of Road to Higher Self. I'm not certain how many episodes there will be, but as we do this, you'll see me develop and grow. And one day we might go into a new season where I'm like, it's thriving season, baby. Let's just travel, or, oh, let's just focus on a certain topic and expanding on it. Wherever this journey takes me, I'm here for it. I'm ready. I'm aligned. I'm for it. Like, this is a natural energy that I have. And I feel like at the end of the day, I want to share it with the world because my perspectives are they're very authentic, but not just authentic. They're very lighthearted. They're very much like, don't forget to smile. Like, don't forget to be happy. Don't forget to find beauty. Like, as I'm speaking right now, I'm looking in my backyard and I'm seeing the wind blow in the trees. And for me, I love that. Like, I love seeing nature move. I love seeing birds. And even where I'm from, there's a lot of iguanas. Like, I love seeing that. It just I don't like touching it. I don't like it near me. I don't want it in my space because I don't like animals like that. But I love seeing them from a distance. Okay, I love it. And it's all about finding beauty and joy in everything. So this is just my little snippet of 5 things that can help you along your journey. I do want to say, if you want to find me on any other social media platforms, feel free to hold me accountable if you see me go missing on YouTube, because I don't want to go missing. I want to be here and I want to show up, not just for you, but for me, but for us, for all of us, for the world, all that. So if you want to find me on Instagram, I am at oh my gosh, sorry. This is how you know I'm not used to sharing my social medias like that. But my Instagram is @_princessfeet_. I do have a spiritual account, which is love.clearly, CLAIRELY. I will kind of link them in the description if you're interested in following me on my accounts. I am starting a podcast. It isn't off the ground yet, but it is on its way. The podcast isn't really going to be a visual thing. It's more so just going to be authentic, transparent, just me speaking my innermost thoughts and me just kind of unpacking things that have happened within my day, within my week, or what I plan on doing. Just really me just being very transparent, to the point where, like, the background, you might hear my daughter in there, you might hear me washing dishes, you might hear me moving around my house, but it's just me getting things off my chest that I feel like, if you're somebody that doesn't have time to sit and watch me or be on Instagram and things like that, if you're more so a podcast person that can just listen while they go for a run, listen while they go for a drive, whatever the case is, that is what's going to be launched soon. I will be expanding on that. I already have the audio recorded. I just have to find a good platform and get it uploaded. So that I will share on my next video. For now, if you resonate, if you like it, go ahead and give me a comment of well, the purple heart was for that 1 step. This one now would be more so like, I'm thinking like those stars. If you like it, give me a star, like a star or something, whatever you feel, whatever you feel, But again, you will see me. I will be consistent. If you like it and you want to be someone that helps to hold me accountable, find me on Instagram at _princessfeet_ or love.clearly. I'm here. I'm ready to just embrace all that I am. And I will see you on my next video. Bye. Peace. Oh my God. Carmax, great for your lips. But yes. So yeah, I said Carmax, whatever the hell this is, whatever this is called. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next episode of Road to Higher Self. Bye.